Hey, welcome back. Viv Williams is here once again with her groovy garden. Pretty groovy today. It's kind of spring feeling over here, Viv.
Well, these are great. These are orchids, and it's great to grow these in winter because they often bloom in winter. So it brings a little bit of happiness into your life, right?
So you've grown these ones?
I have not, but we do have a bunch at my house that my son is a really good orchid grower.
Really?
And so a while back, Mayor Chuck Azama, who used to be the mayor of Rochester, he's from Hawaii originally, and he had tons of these in his house. And so I'm like, I'm going to learn how to grow them, but I always thought I'd kill them. Because everyone thinks they kill them, right?
Yeah.
Because someone gives you this as a gift, these fall off, and you have a stem there.
Right.
They're not dead.
Okay.
Just cut it off at the bottom, and you can keep growing it. The main thing, should I just tell you about growing them?
Absolutely.
So the main thing about them is that you don't want to put them in soil, because if you can see on these are roots, and they're coming out, and they're like, what could I attach to? In the real world, out in the wild, they attach to stones or bark, and they get their water that trickles down the tree and nutrients from that, and so they don't want to be in soil. So fill the pot with bark. The roots need air. Water them once a week. They like 6 hours of sun. They like it to be warm in the day and cool at night, and that gets them to bloom.
Okay.
So if it fluctuates at night, it's actually kind of a good thing.
Okay.
But they can't get cold, so I sacrificed myself on the way in to keep these warm. I mean, of all the days in the world, I bring them in today. But they really are easy. You just make sure they have light, a little bit of water, the very, very loose soil, no soil but bark and stones. I'm looking at my cheat sheet. And you can fertilize them now and then with a weak fertilizer, but not much. They don't need much. And
how often do they bloom?
I'm not sure, to be honest, but because I'm sure that mine are on the wrong time schedule because of how we grew them at home. So I don't know, but mine generally, they will bud for a while and then fall off, and it'll be several months before it happens again. Yeah.
So they'll be without the beautiful flower for a little bit.
But it's kind of, it's still pretty. I mean, foliage is pretty. You can just stick in the windowsill or something. So don't throw them away. Try to grow them, because I always thought they died, and they don't. They keep going.
Okay.
Yes, and they like humidity, so they don't want to be too dry.
And I assume we can buy these at like Sargent's on Second today.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And like the big box stores, you can get them in a lot of places. Aren't they happy?
They're pretty.
Yeah.
So yes, you must have purchased these because you needed them all in beautiful blooming right now.
It's like, it's the perfect time. When you do buy them, make sure that they have buds on them, because if they don't have buds, then you're not going to get any.
So you were eyeing all the buds here. Oh,
I know. The people are like, would you please leave? I was looking at each one.
Well, we appreciate it. Always some great tips and some fun advice for if you're looking to start gardening in the winter, because not everyone does it, or maybe they're scared to do it, but hey.
Makes me happy to have flowers, and it's just uplifting.
Yeah. All right, we have to show this story of you getting arrested.
Hey, Beatles, do you know what time it is? Daylight savings? No, man. It's time for Vivian's Groovy Garden. Far out.
Is there anything you can do to protect your evergreens in the cold weather?
Yeah, there is a product out on the market that can protect the evergreens. It's a transparency product that goes on, and it helps lock the moisture in the needles. And a lot of times, some evergreens that are out in full sunlight cannot take that sun coming down on it throughout the whole winter, because it's going to burn them right up. So we'll go and show how to spray those on your evergreens here in the corner.
Okay.
Well, the product that we're going to use, Vivian, is called Wilt Proof. And it comes in different ways, but this one's an aerosol can. It's easy to spray. You want to spray this on your evergreens when the temperature is about 40 degrees or above. When it's cold out, it doesn't do as good a job. All you really want to do, it comes out as a white substance, so you can really see where you've been. And you just want to do a light layer over the branches. This white will dry to a clear, so you don't have to look at white the whole time.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Are you Vivian Williams?
Yes.
Is this groovy garden thing yours?
Yes.
Well, I'm Sheriff Borkart. I'm the law in these parts, and I'm going to have to close you down.
Why?
Well, there's been talk around town. Just what kind of plants do you grow in a groovy garden?
Well, flowers and vegetables.
And I've heard some talk that you may be planting evidence. That's what I've heard. From what I've heard, I should have closed this show down months ago. I should have nipped it in the bud before it had a chance to blossom.
No, Scott, do something.
We've run a good show. It's been informational.
Too late for all this now. Your show's going to have to go dormant for the winter. I'm going to have to investigate. And I assure you that I'm going to dig to the root of this problem.
Can I ever have my show back?
Well, I'm a reasonable kind of sheriff. Now, if you sow just a few seeds of cooperation, it's very likely we can let your show germinate again next spring.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Let's go.
Wait a minute. Please, why do we have to go with you?
What a long, strange trip it's been.
Well, I'm glad you made it back out of jail.
That was so silly. Sheriff
funny.
Barker, he was such a good sport, and he wrote that whole thing himself. He like showed up with the script, and it was just perfect.
It was very punny. A lot of puns in there.
Right? Who knew?
That was so fun. And he was arresting you because Groovy Garden, right?
Right,
What,
you're like-
what are you growing in here?
I know, and now probably I wouldn't get
Yeah, now
arrested.
it'd be-
Fine.
we do a story on it.
Back in the day.
Viv's Groovy Garden. You can catch Viv mostly every Wednesday.
Yeah,
She'll
on
be here
Wednesdays.
with all your tips. Thanks for being here, Viv. We
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.
Hey, Nick, I'll send it over to you.